Meghan Markle may have gotten off to a rough start when she first joined the royal family. Now, a couple of years and one pregnancy later, Meghan seems to be getting the hang of royal life just fine. After all, who wouldn't get used to traveling the world in a private jet? Despite royal activities easily becoming second nature to Meghan, one can't help but wonder, what was she really like before all the noble duties? She's proven to be more than that girl from Suits, especially after this list. Before we dive into Meghan's interesting past, give this video a thumbs up. While you're at it, subscribe to our channel. Now, let's get started. Back in 2015, Meghan Markle wasn't attached to Prince Harry in any way. Instead, she was taking time to learn more about her family's history. Meghan grabbed the opportunity to visit Malta, where her great-great-grandmother Mary Bird was born in 1862. In her now shut-down lifestyle blog, she wrote about and posted photos from her trip to Malta. She even posed in a gondola, a Maltese headdress that resembled a hooded cloak. Meghan was the perfect tourist as she strolled the streets of Malta, taking in the rich history and culture of the country. She looked positively royal, even if she didn't know it yet. Being a Hollywood actress and a now world-famous royal, Meghan Markle is hardly a mystery. But did you know that Meghan studied in an all-girls Catholic high school in Los Angeles? That's right, Meghan was a student of Immaculate Heart High School. She's fondly remembered by her former theology teacher, Maria Paglia. When she heard the news that Meghan was marrying Prince Harry, she said it best, "He is so lucky." Paglia describes young Meghan as a bright personality with an old soul. Her Catholic schoolgirl background definitely helped foster a sense of caring, perfect for when working with various charities and advocacies. Not everyone is lucky enough to know their life's passion in high school, but for Meghan, she was a self-proclaimed theater nerd who knew she was meant to perform. Before graduating in 1999, Meghan was very active in her school's theater scene. She starred in several stage productions, including Damn Yankees. Early on, it was clear for Meghan that she had a love for acting, but she tells Marie Claire in 2013 that she hated being this cliché, a girl from LA who decides to be an actress. Seems like fate had other plans. Meghan Markle officially graced the television screen first when she was 21 years old, but by this time, she was no stranger to the set. Meghan's father, Thomas Markle, worked as a television lighting and photography director. As early as 11 years old, Meghan would join her father as he worked on set for Married with Children. She recalls that he would often tell her to look away from the scenes being shot to protect her innocent 11-year-old eyes. She told Esquire in 2013 that the set was a really funny and perverse place for a little girl in a Catholic school uniform to grow up. Former classmates and teachers of Meghan Markle all admire how hardworking and determined she was from a young age. When touring Australia this year, she met with the students of MacArthur Girls High School and revealed her not-so-glamorous job. Meghan knew she had to get her hands dirty before becoming a star. She recalls her first job when she was 14 years old, and it meant doing all sorts of tasks. "I remember taking out the trash," she says. It may have been an unpleasant job, especially for a young teenager, but she doesn't have any regrets. She even owes her good work ethic to this first job. Most people know Meghan as an actress, and now Duchess married to Prince Harry. She's also now 37 years old, 3 years Prince Harry's senior. But she's more millennial than you might think. From 2014 to April of 2017, Meghan ran her own website called The Tig, after her favorite Tuscan full-bodied red wine. In this blog, she wrote about her travels, favorite recipes, and tips on wellness. She described her blog to be just what you need when hungry for food, travel, fashion, and beauty. The blog, now inactive, just displays a farewell note to her beloved readers. We'll just have to get insider tips from Meghan in other ways. Ever since she was a little girl, Meghan wasn't afraid to speak out for what is right. At the tender age of 11, Meghan saw an advertisement for dish soap that had the slogan, "Women all over America are fighting greasy pots and pans." Young Meghan wrote letters to Procter & Gamble, the company who ran the ad, Hillary Clinton, women's rights lawyer Gloria Allred, and Linda Ellerby of Nick News. Her voice was heard, and P&G changed women to people. Meghan proved from an early age that she was a force to be reckoned with. Time and time again, Meghan's proven that she's both beauty and brains. But for a short phase in her life, she relied mostly on her beauty. Deal or No Deal was a popular TV game show on NBC from 2005 to 2009. If you're a real fan of the show, you may have spotted a young Meghan Markle among the briefcase girls in a 2008 episode. Meghan looked back on her time on the show and told Esquire that it was a learning experience to say the least. She said she was mostly standing in cheap and painful 5-inch heels, just waiting for her number to be called so she can sit down. Besides theater, Meghan Markle was passionate about politics, justice, and social action. Meghan wanted more than just to be a girl from LA who longed to be a star, so she double majored in theater and international relations while at the prestigious Northwestern University in Illinois. Despite only pursuing politics in university, Meghan's passion for justice was evident from an early age. According to her former mentor, Maria Paglia, Meghan would often talk about outreach and issues about justice in high school. The first time Meghan Markle appeared on screen was in 2002, when she landed a guest role in the show General Hospital. However, this role wasn't a speaking one. She didn't have any lines. It wasn't until 2004 when Meghan appeared on a short-lived series called Century City. This sci-fi legal drama show gave Meghan her first speaking role ever. Also on the show were two huge stars in Hollywood, Lost's Nestor Carbonell and Academy Award winner Viola Davis. It may have been unnerving to perform in front of acting powerhouses such as Davis and Carbonell, but Meghan proved to be worthy. We salute her. If one thing's for certain, it's that Meghan is clearly a woman of many talents. She's proven to have acting and being royal under her belt, but did you know she's also a writer? Meghan did more than write exceptionally well for her personal blog. She's written for Elle magazine about her experiences growing up biracial and trying to find work as a biracial actress. She's also the anonymous writer behind the blog called The Working Actress. There, she described the gritty parts of being an actress, such as throwing one-woman pity parties curled up in bed. She does yoga. There's no doubt that Meghan lives a healthy lifestyle. She's always shown passion for eating well and staying active, as seen in her blog, The Tig. Growing up in California, she spent plenty of time outdoors. She told Marie Claire that she developed a love for running because of how outdoorsy life in California is. But she says it's all about balance. Her workout regime also includes a lot of yoga, an interest which may stem from her mom. Doria Ragland was a social worker who worked closely with geriatrics, but she also taught yoga. She definitely inspired Meghan to also get on the mat. As if getting accepted into Northwestern University wasn't enough, Meghan had more ways to spice up her CV. In her junior year in university, Meghan applied for an internship opportunity in the U.S. Embassy in Buenos Aires. She stayed in the capital of Argentina as an intern for a couple of months. The whole internship experience solidified Meghan's initial thoughts that she would have a career in politics, but it turns out she wasn't meant for the motorcade and diplomacy. Instead, Meghan used her intern experiences to help root her Suits character, Rachel Zane. In 2015, Meghan Markle penned an article for Elle magazine entitled I'm More Than an Other, and in it described the challenges of working in Hollywood as someone who is mixed race. She writes that a question she gets asked almost every day is, "What are you?" But despite her parents being Caucasian and African American, it wasn't always black and white. She wrote that her ethnically ambiguous features allowed her to audition for practically any role, but she still felt lost in terms of who she really is. She then aims to explore both sides of her family's roots to hopefully start anew and forge her own identity. It's easy to paint Meghan Markle as the elegant, intelligent, and philanthropic Duchess she is today. But in the past, she definitely dabbled with her naughty side. After working as a briefcase girl on Deal or No Deal in 2008, Meghan joined the show 90210 by CW. Meghan's non-speaking role on the show proved to push her to her bad girl limits. It was a very short stint, lasting only a couple of seconds, but it was a scene bad enough to send the Queen running. This super short-lived role of Meghan may be the naughtiest thing she's ever filmed. If you were lucky enough to get a hold of Meghan Markle's autograph before she joined the royal family, you may have noticed how beautiful her handwriting is. Her signature isn't the only thing she's practiced, because Meghan's got awesome calligraphy skills. While waiting for acting gigs, Meghan worked as a freelance calligrapher to help pay the bills. She would handwrite letters and invitations for a variety of events. She even wrote the wedding invites for Robin Thicke's wedding with Paula Patton. It may have been over a decade ago, but if any of their guests held on to their wedding invites, they might have a real goldmine in hand. It's easy to see how Meghan Markle is compassionate as a duchess, especially because most of her royal duties surround charities and foundations. But she's always had a big heart for those in need, even before she became a royal. In fact, ever since she was in high school, she was looking out for those who needed help. Her former mentor, Maria Paglia, notes that one of the most memorable things about young Meghan Markle was her compassion for others. Earlier in this list, we talked about how Meghan developed a love for acting when she was in high school. Though she always had a passion for acting, she didn't quite imagine herself to be on the silver screen. When starring as Little Red Riding Hood in her school production of Into the Woods, Meghan wrote down a very specific dream of hers at age 15. She wrote that she wanted to get into Northwestern University and then begin her Broadway career. She achieved the first half of her dream, but we may never see Meghan kicking her heels on the Broadway stage. Meghan worked a number of odd jobs growing up, typical of many aspiring actors and actresses in Los Angeles. But back when she was just 13 years old, Meghan volunteered at the soup kitchen on Skid Row. Meghan was inspired by one of her high school classes on reaching out to the poor and caring for the marginalized. Meghan was truly touched by what she saw in the soup kitchen and volunteered throughout both her junior and senior years in high school. The world knows Meghan Markle is a fashion icon. Every time she steps out, it's a sartorial affair. Even before she had a royal wardrobe, Meghan was turning heads on the street with her stylish clothes. In 2015, she signed with a Canadian retailer called Reitmans as their brand ambassador. This was in an effort to bring back life to the label, but Meghan didn't just wear their clothes. In 2016, Reitmans launched a capsule collection composed of dresses co-designed by Meghan herself. Now she can also add fashion designer to her already packed CV. There you have the 20 things you may have not known about Meghan Markle. Which one surprised you the most? Do you know anything else about the star? Let us know in the comments section and subscribe to the Taco for more videos. Thanks for watching.